Hello guys and welcome to Vlogins project. Today I've got the Motorola Droid Turbo 2 for review treatment. Usually last year's flagships are way better than today's mid-range phones, but is that the case with the Droid Turbo 2? Should we buy it in 2017? Let's find out. Okay guys, so there's the Droid Turbo 2, also known as the Moto X Force in Europe. The differences are that on this one, the US version, you can't unlock the bootloader and you can't root the phone. Also, you've got no band 20. So if you live in Europe, it's a better idea to get the Moto X Force. Now let me start with the design and build quality, and the first thing that I like about this phone is that when you order this phone you've got three options for a back cover. I went for this rubbery white one because it provides excellent grip. Also you've got the leather one and you've got the ballistic nylon, although the ballistic nylon on the Droid Turbo 2 is nowhere near as nice as the Droid Turbo 1. So the sides of the phone are made of metal and is the same metal used in HTC 10 and Google Pixel. It's not exactly as nice as the S7 or Note 5 or Note 7, but anyway, it gets the job done. It's very interesting as well how the earpiece grill moves when you touch it. The power button is awkwardly placed at the top and it's very uncomfortable, as well as there is no double tap to wake the screen. Only because Motorola wants you to use the Moto display. That's why they've put 4 sensors in. On this side we've got nothing. On this side we got the micro SIM and SD card tray, 3.5mm jack, charging port, and basically that's it. On the back I could have wished that this Motorola was a fingerprint reader as well, but anyway, there's the flash. And that's your camera over here, 21 megapixel camera with 4:3 aspect ratio. When we come to the front, the things are getting a little bit more ugly. We've got 5 megapixel camera here, a bunch of sensors, 2 more sensors, 1 speaker grill, 1 microphone grill. I could have wished that they've made it something like, can you imagine 2 speakers here, 1 here, 2 plus 1, it would have been amazing, but instead they just did 1 speaker over here. It's of good quality, but I'm gonna come to that a little bit later on. So basically overall I really like the design. It feels very comfortable in your hand, but the thing is that in the front is a little bit ugly, especially with the Verizon logo over here. Also on the first batch of phones, this logo was printed on the screen protector, so basically you peel it off, you put a new one in and you have no logo, like the X Force. But with the newest batches, they started to print this logo on the bottom layer, so no matter what you do, you can't really get rid of it. But anyway, it's not a huge deal for me whatsoever. When we're still at the front of the phone, let me quickly tell you about the ShatterShield technology which Motorola invented and which was supposed to be the main selling point of this phone. Basically, the screen was supposed to be unbreakable. When you drop your phone like that, the screen is not gonna shatter. The thing is that Motorola used 5 layers of the screen to make it this way. The problem is that the top layer that they've used is just an ordinary $1 cheap Chinese screen protector. And that results in, as you can see here, absolutely ridiculous scratches on the screen from day-to-day use, because check this out. The screen is all scratched up. Soon after they realized their mistake, they started selling tempered glass screen protectors on the Verizon website, and they were charging you $30 for them, but that's another story. So if you get this phone, if you have scratches on the screen, just peel this layer off, put a normal screen protector, or better, put a tempered glass screen protector yourself. You can buy it for like $5-6 over the internet rather than giving $30 to Verizon. Anyway, there's another thing with this ShatterShield technology, and I'm gonna show you very quickly. Yes, the display itself is not gonna crack, but the problem is that the phone is not IP certified in any way. Which means that basically it's not shockproof, it's not waterproof, it's nothing like that. So a lot of people are complaining of the green line. As you can see here, you drop your phone and you get the green line. That's because your internal screen gets damage of the shock. So the ShatterShield technology protects the screen from cracking, but it doesn't protect the screen from damage, which is a little bit ridiculous. So it doesn't matter, as you can see here, the guy even got a bumper case. So it doesn't matter if you have a bumper case or not, don't drop this phone because you're gonna get a green line on the screen. When we are talking about the screen, let me tell you that the screen is beautiful. 5.4 inches Quad HD screen. The calibration is pretty much amazing. It's just the way that you want it to be. Not very crazy saturated, but not washed out as well. Let me quickly show you a couple of walls so you can see what I'm talking about. As you can see, absolutely beautiful colors, very well calibrated, everything is top notch. One thing though, the blacks of this screen doesn't switch off completely like most AMOLED screens. It maybe stays lit for 1 or 2%, something like that. So you're not gonna notice that unless you put it on another AMOLED screen, but that's not an issue whatsoever. The screen, thumbs up. There's one little problem though. When you go to settings, display, you've got totally no options of hue, saturation, warmth of the colors or anything. But on the other hand, it's perfectly calibrated as it is at the moment. So let's get to the sound. As I said, I could have wished that they've made 2 speakers here, 1 speaker. That could have been the best sounding phone on the market. But instead, they put just 1 speaker over here. So let's quickly open up YouTube and play something. About the headphone jack. When you plug a pair of headphones, you're getting above average headphone output, both quality and volume. I'm talking about iPhone 7 or a little bit louder than that, which is a pretty good result, by the way. Now, I'm actually happy about the sound because although it's mono speaker, the sound is of high quality and it's loud and clear. It's not as loud as the LG G4 or G5, but it totally gets the job done. I would compare it with the Note 5, to be honest with you. It's more or less the same speaker, but the advantage here is it's facing towards your face. Yeah. So let me quickly tell you about the software of this phone. It's pretty much stock Android. It runs Marshmallow. Motorola said that there is a Nougat or Nougat, however you want to call it, Android 7 coming in the next few months, which I'm really not excited about, to be honest with you, because the phone works perfectly fine as it is now. There's basically nothing that you can fix with an update. And it's very basic Android. You've got totally no extras whatsoever, which is a little bit expected from a flagship phone. The only option you've got as a bonus is the Moto app. It's not baked in the software, but rather than it's just an APK. So actions, what can you do with this phone? You can activate this thing. You can as well do that. Double chop for flashlight. As well as you can twist 2 times like that for camera. So we've got a couple of more extras over here, which you can pause the video and read what they do. What else? You've got the Moto voice. Check this out. Okay, Turbo. What does the fox say?
Gay ding 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 ding.
Okay, Turbo. How much wood would the woodchuck chuck if the woodchuck could chuck wood?
A woodchuck would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Okay, Turbo. Do a barrel roll. Okay, Turbo. Ban Donald Trump from entering the UK. And you've got some notifications options over here. Nothing so special really. And the problem with the US version is that you cannot unlock the bootloader and you cannot root your phone, which means that you see this layout of the buttons here, you can't really change that. It is what it is. Although I know that's pretty much the layout that Motorola was using for ages, and especially in the US, that's pretty much the normal layout, but in Europe, we like the back button over here. I don't know if it's only me, but I prefer the back button here rather than having to stretch my finger all the way here to press the back button. But anyway, oh, also there's one thing that I really love. That's the command center from Motorola. I'm pretty much putting this widget on all my other phones. I just love it. It's amazing. Now, when it comes down to performance, we've got the infamous Snapdragon 810. Which, how can I put it? It's okay to do day-to-day tasks, like, let me show you. Open up Chrome over here, open up YouTube, open up Play Store, open up, what else, Google Plus. So you can see Google Plus is very fluid, is very nice, there is no stutters, there are no slowdowns, the multitasking is on point. Oh, Google Plus has stopped. Oh man. Anyway, as you can see, I mean, it's really good. The performance is very snappy, unless you start playing a game. Now, the frame rates are very good, but the problem with that is, let me just quickly start Mortal Kombat to show you what I'm talking about. So, the frame rate is very good, unless your phone starts to heat up, and it's gonna start very quickly. Now, depending on the scenario, if you're playing just a casual, non-demanding game on Wi-Fi and on low brightness, the performance is top-notch. It's gonna keep a relatively warm, but there will be no throttling and you're gonna enjoy your gaming experience. If you play Mortal Kombat though, that's a different story, especially if you're out and about, if you have your data connection on, and if you have the crank display brightness a little bit up so you can see what's happening in your game, you are pretty much in trouble, because in just about 5 minutes the phone is getting so hot that you can actually do your breakfast. As you can see, the phone is running at pretty much very high frame rates, but as I said, just 5 minutes of gaming, phone starts heating up, the throttling kicks in, which reduces the power of the GPU and the CPU down, and basically you're starting to get a mid-range performance on a flagship phone, which is not really good. When it comes down to benchmarks, I always use Epic Citadel to get an idea of what gaming performance should I expect, and basically when your phone is cool, you're getting 57 FPS, and that on a 1440p screen is pretty good. I'm not really keen on benchmarks, but it's good to see overall what your phone can do. So you've got overall excellent, system excellent, memory, yeah, not that great, graphics and web. I don't care about the web, to be honest with you. Memory, yeah, it's 3 gigs of RAM, but as you can see, RAM management is pretty much on point, so no issues with that whatsoever. Now, when it comes to battery life, you're having 3760 milliamps of battery juice inside this phone. It's a pretty huge battery, and you're expecting a really good battery life, but because of the Snapdragon 810, that's not exactly the case, although the battery life should be pretty much alright for most users. I'm always happy to report that the charging times are ridiculously fast, guys. I'm getting 50% in just half an hour, 88% in 1 hour, and full 100% in about 1 hour 20, 1 hour 25 minutes. I don't have the original charger, but in that case it's a really good idea to get one of these Oki quick chargers. They're charging as quick as your standard charger, but it costs only a fraction of a price. I'm gonna link it in the description down below. So, what kind of battery life should you expect from this phone? Check this out. If you're new to my channel, I'm a heavy user. And check this out. 1 day, 4 hours. 2 days, 4 hours 43 with a little bit of Wi-Fi. 1 day, 3 hours. 1 day, 3 hours 38. 2 days, 4 hours. 1 day, 4.5. 1 day, a little bit over 1 day, Wi-Fi only, 5 hours. So basically your screen on time is gonna be between 3 hours if you play games, if you're outside, if you use GPS. Basically the heaviest use is gonna be 3 hours. If you're home, Wi-Fi, a little bit dim the screen, you can get 5 hours, which is pretty good overall result. I'm very happy with the battery life. Also, when playing a 1 hour Full HD video on max brightness and max sound, as you can see over here, I got 87%, which is 13% drain. It's not very good, it's not too bad, it's sort of average. Now let's get to the camera department. In front you've got 5 megapixel camera, nothing fancy. As you can see, the photo is pretty much alright. That's indoor inside of a warehouse. The lighting is okay. The problem is that my face is not exactly focused properly. The focus is more or less over here, which is a problem with quite a lot of cameras. I have no idea why. As you can see, my ugliness in full HD here. When it comes down to the main camera, I'm gonna tell you this thing. Actually, let me quickly go to the application itself. It's very basic, very basic. I mean, you can't really get much basic than that. You've got HDR, flash, video, the size of your camera. What is that? Panorama, geotagging, and basically that's it. You've got totally no manual controls of your camera. And the problem with that is that this is not a Google Pixel camera. This is not an iPhone camera. This is not like snap and go. You've got the perfect picture 100%. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's go to gallery and let me show you a couple of photos. Daytime, this camera is amazingly good guys. Check this out. Beautiful photo. Absolutely beautiful. Let me show you another one. Check this out. I've tested the greens. Unlike the Xperia ones, the greens are green, although that's a Sony camera though. Let me show you another one. Check this out. Absolutely beautiful. Amazing details, no artifacting, no blur, no nothing. Amazing. Check this out as well. The level of detail of this 21 megapixel camera is absolutely phenomenal. Check this one as well. That answers the question how good of a driver I am. So the camera in daylight is very capable. Absolutely amazing photos can be taken with this camera. Unfortunately, when it comes down to low light performance, things go south very quickly. Let me show you a couple of examples. You can't see absolutely nothing on this photo. This one, because you don't have any kind of manual controls, you see what the result is. There's the same scary boot. Again, no details, a lot of noise, overall bad quality. So for low light, thumbs down. Now about the video, the phone doesn't have optical image stabilization, but it acts like it does have one. Check this out.
So welcome to Working Project. Today I'm going to test the Droid Turbo 2 video recording. There's a very nice rainbow over here. I'm not sure if you can tell on the camera. I'm usually holding the device with one hand as always, and I'll just go down this way to see how the stabilization works, as well as because it doesn't have basically an optical image stabilization, we've got only digital one. So let's see how is that going to work. I'm gonna just shake the camera like that a couple of times. So yeah, let's see the transition to the sky. Very nice, thanks.
Now, as you saw in the video, I'm very happy about the detail. I'm very happy about the overall quality of the video and the stabilization as well. So video, thumbs up for the video. So it's time to wrap it up, guys. Build quality, absolutely amazing. No shockproof though, and no IP certifications whatsoever. The design itself is pretty nice on the back, but on the front is not everybody's cup of tea. Speakers, very good mono speaker, nothing fancy, but it totally gets the job done. Thumbs up for the speaker. Headphone output, really good. Display, really good. Camera, really good in normal weather conditions, in low light sucks. Video, very good. Performance, excellent. Gaming performance, not that good when it starts to heat up. So is it better to get this phone rather than a mid-range phone? Of course it's better. It's always better to get last year's flagship rather than today's mid-range phones. Now the best thing about this phone is its price in 2017, guys. At the moment you can get it from Best Buy for $310, and on top of that they're gonna give you a $200 voucher, which is absolutely ridiculous. In Europe you can get it for £210, which is about 250 euros. Amazing price considering that in Europe it retailed for above £550 and in the US around $650. So the price at the moment is absolutely phenomenal. I can guarantee you that you cannot find a better phone under £300 at the moment right now. So overall, the Droid Turbo 2 gets my thumbs up. So if you still haven't decided, I'm really hoping that my video helped you out. And if you come this far into my video, that means that you liked something about it. Please subscribe to my channel. So I've got a bunch of other phones coming out right now. By the way, I'm really sorry if you heard some different noises in the video. That's because of the storm outside. Yes, storm in London. Can you imagine? But anyway, please hit the thumbs up button if you like my video, guys. Subscribe to my channel as well. And see you in the next one. Bye.